Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We got a brand new 7-round mock draft coming your way in just a few moments. You guys wanted it? Well, it is here today. Real quick, some background. Draft, of course, 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away. We're about 2.5 weeks away from April 23rd. Cornerback remains the biggest need for the Kansas City Chiefs. As you guys know, Kendall Fuller is gone. Bashaud Breeland is still a free agent. So as of now, CB is the biggest need. And unfortunately, the Chiefs only have 5 draft picks in this year's draft. These are the list of biggest needs. Cornerback, I already mentioned. Linebacker, a close second, I would say. I think you can go back and forth on those top 2 needs. Interior offensive line is my third biggest need. As a lot of you guys know, if you watched our video yesterday, I went over those 3 positions specifically. Running back, edge rusher, some secondary needs there. I don't think those are a huge priority for Kansas City. This is the list of draft picks. Very simple. Top 5 rounds, 1 pick in each round. Number 32, number 63, number 96 overall, 138, and 177. Kansas City does not have a 6th or 7th round pick. Before we get into the picks, before we get to round 1, how excited are you for the NFL draft? Scale it from 1 to 10, 10 being I've never been this excited for anything in my life without live sports, and 1 is I don't care about the draft. I'm just ready for the season to start. Let's spam the comments. Our previous record on this channel is 155 comments. I told the bosses we're going to crush that today. Let's get to 175. So go ahead and answer this question. How excited are you for the NFL draft? Scale it from 1 to 10. All right, let's get into it. Mock Draft 2.0 did one a few weeks back. Here's our second one. Patrick Queen was available at number 32, and I had to take him because he fills a major need. Was a bit surprised he fell to the number 32 overall pick. Modern linebacker. He has good speed, sideline to sideline. Sure, he's a bit undersized, but undersized these days, every linebacker's undersized, because you don't see these 6'6", 260-pound linebackers anymore because they're too slow. Queen is very quick. He tested well. He's going to be a good player in the NFL, and he was very productive at LSU last year. He gives you a little bit pass rush as well, had 3 sacks, had an interception. He plays well in coverage. He reminds me of Corey Littleton, just a rangy linebacker who wants to make every tackle and can make a lot of tackles. He's good against the run, good against the pass, and this linebacking unit needs some extra pieces. Hitchens and Damian Wilson, okay, they're serviceable. The Chiefs mostly played nickel anyways, so it's going to be those 2 guys a lot of the time. Ben Neiman, he's a backup. Dorian O'Daniel, he just hadn't shown me enough. Don't have a ton of depth either, so bringing in a guy like Patrick Queen would be a major, major plus for the Kansas City Chiefs. If he's there at number 32, I love that selection. Other players on the board, when I went through this mock draft, DeAndre Swift, the running back out of Georgia. I know Todd McShay mocked him to Kansas City recently. Grant Delpit, the safety out of LSU. Jonathan Taylor, the Wisconsin running back. A.J. Epinesa fell, the edge rusher out of Iowa. I like that option. The Chiefs don't need an edge that much. And then Trevon Diggs, the cornerback out of Alabama, who we've talked about a couple of times on some prior shows as well. So I got Patrick Queen, who he's one of my top targets for the Chiefs at number 32. Who is your dream target with the number 32 overall pick? Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. I love Patrick Queen. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I think it's an A-plus pick. He's probably in the top 3 or 4 players I would take at 32 if he's sitting there for the Kansas City Chiefs. I want you guys to type sub if you've already subscribed. I expect to see a ton of subs in the comment section. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, or if you're new to the channel, I would encourage you to hit that big red subscribe button. We got videos going out almost every single day. We got the latest Chiefs rumors, news. We do things like this, mock drafts, draft targets, free agency coverage. We've got it all, and we'll have coverage throughout the 2020 NFL season as well. So go ahead and hit subscribe. If you already have, type sub in the comment section. Round 2, let's go cornerback Bryce Hall. In round 2, we've talked about him quite a bit. Played with Juan Thornhill at Virginia. If he would have come out last year, he would have been a first-round pick. Dealt with some injuries during the 2019 season, which is why his stock has dropped. Had ankle surgery. Should be good to go for the 2020 NFL season. Like I mentioned, he played with Juan Thornhill at Virginia, so there's some familiarity there. Look how good this guy was 2 years ago. Look at his numbers. Are you kidding me? 21 pass breakups? That led the nation in college football a couple of years ago. Had a couple of picks, had 2 forced fumbles as well. He's a pretty good tackler. I like Bryce Hall a lot, especially when he's fully healthy. I think he can be for sure a number 2 corner. Heck, who knows? Maybe he becomes a number 1 corner down the road. I think he's a good option in round 2 or round 3. I'm very comfortable taking him there. And the Chiefs need cornerbacks. It's the biggest need. Charvarius Ward, Rashad Fenton, okay, those are fine. I think Fenton could be your nickelback this year. I think he'll compete for that spot. Alex Brown, Antonio Hamilton. Hamilton's more of a special teamers. You need bodies in this secondary. And with Kendall Fuller gone and with the unknown surrounding Bashaud Breeland, I like the option of taking Bryce Hall here in round 2. Other players on the board, once this selection was made, Brandon Ayuk, the receiver out of Arizona State. If Kansas City hadn't restructured Watkins, I might have taken Ayuk because I think this is really good value for him. Jeremy Chin, the safety out of Southern Illinois. Cole Kmet, the tight end out of Notre Dame, was still on the board. The Mississippi State corner, another corner, Cameron Dantzler, was available. I like Bryce Hall more. That's why I went with him. Then Josh Uche, the defensive end, the edge rusher out of Michigan. What's a bigger need? We've taken a linebacker. We've taken a cornerback. I think these are the top 2 needs. Which one's a bigger need? Type CB for cornerback or type LB for linebacker? I think you can go either way. I just think corners have more value than linebackers, so I'm going with quarterback. And the Chiefs need quarterbacks in a bad way because they only have 4 on their roster, and really only 2 of them have played meaningful snaps at all. So I'm typing CB for cornerback. What is a absolute major need is getting this Chiefs Super Bowl t-shirt. Are you kidding me? Less than $20. A lot of these shirts keep going on sale, and we're going to keep giving these deals out for you guys. Chatsports.com/Chiefs5 is the link. You go to that, get you to the website, and you can purchase this shirt for less than $20. Check the comments, check the description, and shop today. I love this Chiefs Kingdom Super Bowl champion shirt. I'm going to get one myself. Chatsports.com/Chiefs5. Take advantage of this sale. Third round, I'm going cornerback again. Let's go back-to-back, baby. I don't know what's going to happen with Breeland, so give me a second corner. Amik Robertson, big-time playmaker at Louisiana Tech. He's undersized. He's small. Fearless competitor, though. He's good against the pass. He's good against the run. I like his edginess that he plays with. He has a chip on his shoulder. Under-recruited, undersized, big heart, plays bigger than his size. I think, look, he's not going to be a Kendall Fuller caliber player in year 1, but I think he can be that type of player where he has that versatility. Look at his production at Louisiana Tech. It was actually incredible how the type of numbers he put up. 14 interceptions in 3 seasons, 34 pass breakups, 23 tackles for loss. That is a ton for a cornerback. They moved him all around. He played some nickel, played some corner. They moved him up against the line of scrimmage. I think he can do some of these things in the NFL. Certainly he's undersized, but I think he's got a great chance to be an impactful player, and he will contribute on special teams from day 1. We showed you the cornerback depth chart. This is the secondary depth chart as a whole. You're good at safety. Matthew Thornhill, you're good there. Charvarius Ward, Alex Brown's your outside corner right there. So hopefully either Breeland comes back or the Chiefs draft a guy like Bryce Hall. I've got Fenton plugged in as the nickelback right now. I'd be fairly comfortable with that heading into next season. But I think drafting 2 cornerbacks is very much in play. Some other players on the board when I made this selection, Bryson Hopkins, the tight end out of Purdue. Another Arizona State player, Benjamin, the running back. I believe I took him last time on our last mock draft in round 3. So he's an option. Ben Barch, the St. John's offensive line, a small school up in Minnesota. People are high on him. Van Jefferson, the Florida wide receiver, and then KJ Hill, another wide receiver. Would have considered those guys had Sammy Watkins and Demarcus Robinson not been brought back. If Bashaud Breeland walks, I think this is an interesting question. If he walks, should the Chiefs draft 2 corners? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I did it in this mock draft. I think it's very much a possibility. I know the Chiefs only have 5 draft picks. It's possible they trade down and get more. I think drafting 2 corners is very much in play, especially if Breeland walks. So type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know down in the comments section. Next pick here, let's go defensive line. You get into day 3, you take best available at times. I'm taking a big boy, Leki Fotu, the defensive tackle out of Utah. This guy is massive. 6'5", 335 pounds, was a major part of Utah's defense that was top 5 in the country in every major statistical category last season. Explosive defensive tackle. I think he can be a rotation player year 1. So if you get him on day 3, I think that's a steal. Not the quickest feet, but hey, if you were 6'5", 335, you wouldn't have the quickest feet either. But he eats blockers. He's good against the run. He can hold his own as a pass rusher. I look at Fotu as a guy like, okay, you brought Mike Pennell back on a 1-year deal. Let Fotu rotate in as a rookie, and then you don't have to re-sign Pinnell next year if you don't want to. This guy can plug in and fill that role. He eats blockers, 6.5 tackles for loss. He's really good against the run. I like his potential as a rotational defensive tackle. He can be your Xavier Williams replacement in year one. As you look at the depth chart on this defensive line, starters, you're in really good shape. Jones and Noddy in the middle, Clark and Okafor off the edge. Pinnell and Saunders, I like both those guys. I thought Kalen Saunders came on late last year. We know Mike Pinnell, what he's about. But you don't really have that fifth defensive tackle. I think Leki Fotu can play that role for the Kansas City Chiefs. Other players available when I made this selection, the Texas receiver Colin Johnson, another defensive tackle, Jordan Elliott out of Missouri, Richie Grant, the UCF safety was available, Arkansas tight end Cheyenne O'Grady was on the board as well, and then A.J. Dillon, the running back out of Boston College, who I believe has led the nation in rushing the past couple of years. If not, he was very close to doing so. He was also available in round 4. Who's your favorite sleeper prospect for this year's draft? You get into day 3. I think sleepers are some of the most fun players to look at. I'm thinking about doing a draft sleepers video, so if you want me to do that, go ahead and comment that in the comment section. But who's your favorite day 3 prospect, we'll say? Guys who are under the radar. Go ahead and let me know. I think Leki Fotu fits in that category. You get him in the 4th or even the 5th round, I think that's really good value for the defensive tackle out of Utah. All right, last pick here as we go into round 5. Remember, the Chiefs don't have a 6th or 7th round pick. Harrison Bryant, how about the tight end out of Florida Atlantic? Basically just a receiver at this point. He doesn't block much. I think you can put him in the slot. You can put him on the outside. He's got pretty good size, runs really well. He's one of the top receiving tight ends in this year's draft. He just doesn't block a lick. But hey, that's okay. You've got Travis Kelce. You brought in Ricky Seals-Jones. You've got some bodies at that position. Now, Seals-Jones isn't going to give you much in the blocking either, but this is more of a fun pick. Very productive player. Look at the numbers. Over 15 yards a catch, over 1,000 yards last year at Florida Atlantic, 7 touchdowns. I like his ability running the seam. I don't know if he'll ever be a blocker. I think he's like an Evan Ingram light type. I'm not saying he's going to plug in and be Evan Ingram, but I think he's that type of player where he can work the seam. He can do some different things. Think Blake Jarwin for the Cowboys. I think that's a pretty good comp for him. Jarwin's a little bit better of a blocker, but in terms of receiving ability, that is what Bryant brings to the table. I think the Chiefs are in decent enough shape with what they have, but Harrison Bryant falls to round 5. I have him as a round 4 grade. I think it's good value here. It's a fun pick. It beefs up your offense even more than it already is. I would not mind that at all for the Kansas City Chiefs. Some other options I considered here, the safety out of Iowa, Geno Stone, Keyshawn Vaughn, Vanderbilt running back. I didn't go running back in this mock, so let me know what you guys think about that. Antoine Brooks, the safety out of Maryland, Tyree Cleveland, the Florida wide receiver, and then Miami edge rusher Jonathan Garvin. These are some of the other top players available when I selected Harrison Bryant. So there it is, Mock Draft 2.0 in the books. We'll probably do another one pretty soon. Grade my Mock Draft 2.0, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give myself an A-. I thought I did really well. I like this one a lot better than my last mock draft. I think the way it fell was very much in my favor and would be in the Chiefs' favor as well. So go ahead, type your grades A, B, C, D, or F for Mock Draft 2.0. And just real quick, here's a recap of my 5 selections for this mock. Patrick Queen, the linebacker out of LSU in round 1. Bryce Hall, the cornerback out of Virginia with my 2nd pick. Amik Robertson, the cornerback out of Louisiana Tech with my 3rd pick. Leki Fotu, the defensive tackle out of Utah in round 4. And then Harrison Bryant, the tight end out of Louisiana Tech, was my 5th round pick. That is Chiefs Mock Draft 2.0. Be looking out for 3.0 before the NFL Draft.